Yes, that's JOEBILINE here, and welcome to episode 13 of the Road to Glory. Today, we've got some things to talk about. Two main things to talk about. It's all Harvest Fest related. One, we're going to go over the exact requirements and what's possible, because Frangin, as before, and Jurek have worked it out, always as they do. Great work from them, great effort for them. Follow them on Twitter if you don't, for all the latest news. But what we also have to talk about is Prime Lahm. Some of you may not be aware of this, but when Harvest Festival launched last night, Prime Lahm, EA made another mistake. You could buy Prime Lahm for 5,000 Harvest points without needing to collect the top 4 players first, which are these. Obviously, these require 2,000, 2,000, 5,000 and 5,000, so 14,000 each, and then Lahm for another 5,000. But there was an error. Well, they want an error. It just that node was open. You could click on that if you had 5,000 points. Obviously, you would need to buy them, but we'll come back to that in a moment. Let's talk about what's possible free to play, and then we'll come back to the Lahm debacle, because I think EA might have committed fraud. I'm not sure, but it's possible that they might have committed fraud. We'll think about it. We'll talk about it and see what you guys think in the comments below. As always, leave a like if you're enjoying these videos. Come and follow me on Twitter at joebilineHD, and subscribe to me if you want already and you're enjoying them. So, what's available? So, we just assumed that Grealish or Perrin would be the ones available free to play. And for most of us, they are. However, if you're lucky with the Pie Slice pack, Tadic or Halstenberg are possible as well, if you get lucky in the Pie Slice pack. So if we jump over to the Harvest, this Pie pack, so each day after filling the Harvest Hall one time you get the Pie Slice. With this Pie Slice you can open here, and amongst these is a possible reward of Feast tokens. So it's possible with luck. Some of you guys out there will be able to get one of the 92s. For the most of us, we're going to end up with the 90s, because this is all with coin packs, assuming bought. So if you buy your coin packs and don't miss any stamina, we're going to end up on 1,490 Harvest points. Obviously, Grealish and Perrin are 1,000 points each, and Halstenberg and Tadic 2,000 points. So if you get lucky, and over the 13-14 days, if you're amongst those, the Pie Slice, if you get lucky and get the Pie Slice 6 times, if you get the Harvest points 6 times, you'll get enough to get Tadic or Halstenberg. If you don't, it's going to require a lot of gems, and you're not reaching it. In terms of this field, what rows can be completed? For free to play, you'll complete 1 row. Over the course of this, we're going to get 1,112 Feast tokens. I've got this the right way around, haven't I? Oh wait, I've got this the wrong way around. Sorry, ignore my calculations. With the Harvest points, these are Harvest points. You're going to get 1,490 of these. To do a full row, it's 930. So you're going to be able to do a row and a half. So you need to pick which route you want to get the full. Do you want coins and half XP? Coins and half skill boost. Full coins and full XP. Feast, you'll get 1,125 Feast tokens, so you'll get just over enough you need for 90 Grealish or Perrin. Out of the 14 days, you're going to need to get the extra Feast tokens 9 times. So it's possible, but it's probably not going to happen. There may be a few people that manage to get lucky enough days. You obviously also got the chance of getting extra Pie Slices, which gets you more rolls. But yeah, you're going to need 9 extra 100 Feast tokens from the Pie pack. So it's unlikely, but some of you may get lucky and get 2,000. But then, heck, you may just want Grealish and Perrin rather than Tadic or Halstenberg. But the possibility is there, but realistically, you're going to get Grealish or Perrin. Because free-to-play players with coin packs can claim a 90 rated player from the Feast chapter and complete 1 entire row and 8 rewards from a second row in the Field chapter. If you don't buy any coin packs, but with all the ads, you can claim an 88 rated Feast player and complete 1 entire row and 5 rewards in the Field chapter. So without coin packs, you would only end up on 950 Feast tokens, so you wouldn't get enough to get with the 90 players. So you do need to buy some of the coin packs to get yourself at least 1,000 if you don't get lucky in the Pie pack. Obviously, if you buy all the coin packs, you're going to end up on 75k. That's going to cost you 75k coins. So yeah, that's we assumed it would be Grealish or Perrin who was available. But there is that possibility. There's that chance you get Halstenberg or Tadic. So who are you guys going to go for? You got your eyes on someone, or maybe because Guadavari and Mario Fernandez are worth 750 each. Maybe you just want one of those instead. The Pazzulo and Dia are 500. So you could get the two for 85s. Heck, if you get a bit lucky, you could get an 88 and 85. But realistically, your 90s are probably your best bet. It's probably going to be your first mastering squad. But anyway, let's talk about Lahm. So as we were saying, when the event first went live last night, EA messed up, and they meant you could buy Lahm with 5,000 points, without having to complete the first forward, because it's now locked and you can't. But you could. It was there to buy 5,000 with 5,000. Now, obviously, to get 5,000, you did need to buy feast tokens through packs, and the estimate is that it would have cost you about $200 to do that. If the lock was in place and having to buy these 4 guys as well to then get to him, it would have cost you about $800. So we're talking a lot of money here, $800, but there was a chance to get it for only $200. And I say only in the sense that 200 is a lot less than 800. It's still a lot of money. But for those whales that do spend a lot of money in the game, $200 to them for a prime is worth getting. And if we look at the prime, it's Philip Lahm, and he's got some very nice stats, 96 rated, all those stats there. So $200, obviously, again, we've seen EA ban people in the previous for exploits. If it's, in my opinion, if it's open and obvious and it doesn't require exploiting, and it's EA's mistake, it should be allowed. Like we saw with the icon bug last week with the skill games, they didn't ban because it was their fault, and there was nothing to say you couldn't. Yes, this does say you need to collect the top 4 to be able to do it. So if someone's spending that money, they probably play the game a lot and probably know how it works and would know that this is potentially an exploit. By the by, that's not the point. Now, what did EA do as the solution? They updated it pretty quickly. They put the cap in place. But what have they done so far? As far as I'm aware, they haven't banned anyone yet. Maybe they'll do temp bans for people who have abused it. Obviously, we're talking Wales here, big spenders. The only people buying these are the people who spend a lot. Do EA rarely want to ban players that spend a lot? They'll be losing out on a lot of money if they're banning those. But should Wales get different treatment? No, they should probably get the same treatment as everyone else. But then it's it's EA. What will they do? However, what they have done, anyone who bought Lahm for the $200 through the glitch, buying 5,000 points and then buying him for 5,000 rather than the top 4, hand him. Anyone who got him for $200, essentially, they've nerfed him. They've changed the card the player got. So if we jump over, right, with that one. So this is the Lahm that was bought for $200. They obviously the stats when they bought them was the stats you saw previously. However, they've nerfed and lowered the stats of anybody's Lahms that were bought before the update, before they prevented it. They've nerfed the stats. They've lowered the stats. Now, to me, I'm no lawyer, but to me, if you buy something and then they change your order after you've bought it, that seems a bit bait and switch, a bit fraudy, a bit illegal maybe. I'm very surprised the legal team cleared saying let's do this. Realistically, the main thing you do in this situation, if you don't want the place to have it for that cheaper price, you remove the item from them and you refund them. Is that not just simple enough to me? If you want to hand out 10 bans, you do you. I don't agree with that stuff. But if they want to hand out 10 bans, they do that. Remove the player and refund. Don't lower the stats of something. Like as one of my friends said, that's like going online, buying something, then realising that they've sold it for lower than they should have done, and instead of refunding you, let's say a computer, for example, you buy a computer online, and it's got some nice stats on it, but they've charged you lower than they should have done, and instead of refunding you, they've changed the parts and made it worse, and then sent you that instead. That's not right. That's not right at all. It's very, very dodgy. Like, we're having bugs and bugs and bugs, And this is just another one. Like, we're having a bug at the start of every big event. But yeah, they've lowered cards. They haven't removed and refunded. They've just lowered the value of the card. And the card, so remember that card, will jump over to the base icon Lahm. Hall of Icons, Defenders, G to Z, because here he is. They've essentially lowered him to the same as the base Lahm, but with a 96 rating. So technically he's worse than this Lahm now, because this Lahm's still got to be leveled, and they've got about roughly the same stats at the moment. And this Lahm can be trained up. That's not right, EA. That's not right. If you don't want them to have it, remove and refund. Remove and refund's the simplest thing to do, because them guys have bought them at the start to do that. Refund them the FP. I don't know if this is ethically legal. I don't know if it's technically legal. I'm surprised they've done this. They've lowered the stats. They've bait and switched. They've nerfed. I think it's fraud. I'm not sure, but it feels like that's pretty much this. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new here. Come follow me on Twitter at joebilineHD, and I'll see you all later. Peace.